Good morning guys, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. So today we're going to be making a very popular, very seasonal mocha. Okay guys, so three different mochas I'm going to make for you today. One is specialty coffee style, which is using dark chocolate and melting that into the espresso. And the other one is a branded coffee shop version, which is just like a chocolate cappuccino. A really nice flavor. It's actually probably one of the better branded coffee that they do as in a core coffee. The other one that we're going to make for you, or I'm going to make for you today, and you can make it yourself really easily, is an iced mocha. So many times now I have seen people buying cold espresso and buying like a chocolate milk or mocha flavored milk with flavoring in it like a vanilla. And it's really simple to make at home. Really simple. All you need is the really basic ingredients: chocolate powder, so a hot chocolate powder or a milkshake powder. You need vanilla flavoring, and you need espresso, and you need the milk of your choice, whether it's alternative milk or whether it's whole milk or whatever it is, and you need ice. Really simple. So we're going to smash this out, starting with a hot mocha. Let's go for it right now. Okay, so I got two types of chocolate for this specialty coffee. I've got the dark chocolate just here, chocolate pieces, which I'm going to mix into the espresso, and I've got some really nice dark chocolate sauce, which I'm going to put a little bit in the milk just to darken the milk. So starting right at the beginning, first things first, weigh the group handle, wait for it to 0, pop it on the grinder. There we go, so 14 seconds, grind setting 4. It's hopefully going to give me 18 grams. Back on the scales. Ooh, a little bit heavy, 19.2. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that out, because I want to make sure I'm getting the right ratio. Okay, 18.1, perfect, that will do for me. I'm going to pop this top on, and I'm going to level just by tapping. I'm going to bang just lightly, just to knock down. I'm going to put that back on while I tamp, because I like to use it as a little bit of a guide. I push down really hard, so I use a hard surface. I'll give it a bit of a twist. So level, tamp and wipe. And the reason I'm wiping is I'm making sure that I'm not putting lots of coffee grind up into the coffee machine. And you can I'll just point out there, you can see that the nice gap between where the coffee grind finishes and the top of the portafilter. So I'm not squashing too much coffee grind up into the coffee machine. So process of weighing the espresso. I'll put the scales on. I've got these nice little coffee scales from Amazon. I think they're about £25, really easy to use. I just put what I need on, press the power mode, and it zeroes it back down, so it's weighing. There we go. Make sure that that's in the middle. So I'm going to press my program button. I'm going to press my double shot. I'm going to wait for that to weigh around about 32.5 grams. I'm going to knock it off so that I end up with 36. So I'm just going to stop talking, watch my scales, because I always hit it too long. Slightly too long again, but hey ho, we can live with that. Perfect. Okay, so we got a nice hot double espresso. I'm going to put some pieces of chocolate in there. And then I'm going to get a teaspoon and just mix it up, make sure it all melts in there together perfectly. Okay, let's give it a mix. I'm just melting that chocolate inside. It's really going to sweeten the flavour and bring that kind of chocolate flavours out through the espresso. There we go. I'll leave the spoon in and let's get our milk done. Right, so I'm going to use 250 ml of milk in my jug. There we go. I'm going to use whole milk and then I'm just going to add some of that chocolate into the milk there directly. Perfect. And as always, I'm going to purge my steam arm. So I'm going to get the steam running really well through it so that I'm not introducing a lot of water into my milk, which means I'm going to struggle to steam. Here we go. I'll really let it come out. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to put the steam arm just inside the top of the milk. You hear those nice chirping noises. I'm going to steam to 140 so it lands on 150. I'll steam it a little bit hotter than I would normally steam. That's just to get the chocolate to really kind of melt and infuse with the milk. You can see those chocolatey colours starting to come through. Really slowly come through. As we get going, you'll see it kind of turn darker. I'm just going to move the steam arm around just to really mix up. I want some nice microfoam on top. I don't want it flat white milk. I want it more kind of cappuccino. Here we go. So we hit 140, knocking off. I'm not pulling the milk straight away until I hear the sound of the steam stopping so it doesn't completely destroy the milk foam on top. And here we go. We'll give it a few knocks just to get the bigger bubbles out. But there we are. Beautiful. And as always, the rules are wipe your steam arm, get all the milk off and purge. And that's just getting any milk that's gone up inside the steam arm, it's just getting it out. There we go. Just takes the Barista Express a minute just to get up to speed. Okay, so as is traditional with mocha, the espresso in the bottom. You can see there's bits of chocolate as well there. I'm going to spin it so I get the colouring all around the top. Get the milk. I keep spinning the milk. Beautiful, and now let's mix this all together. Let's get some lovely colours and flavours. Little pattern, not much. And then I'm going to top it off with some chocolate dusting, cappuccino dusting. There we go. And there we have it, one mocha and that's made from the point of view of a specialty coffee shop where we're using traditional chocolate, dark chocolate in the espresso, melted down. And I did add a little bit of sauce to give that milk a little bit of flavour, but they wouldn't necessarily do that. They may use more chocolate. And I used a double shot of espresso. You may get a double ristretto or something like that, depending on the coffee that they want to use within that shop, within their ingredients. Okay, so let's give this a quick try. It looks good. It looks really good. Whether you can see that. I don't want to spill it all over the place either, but yeah, it looks really good. Oh yeah, really, you can really taste the milk still, you know, that dairy flavour, but you can taste the strong flavours of espresso, you can taste the sweetness of the chocolate, but also the bitterness of the dark chocolate starts to come through to the palate towards the end, that kind of aftertaste. Nice foam on the top. Yeah, really good, really good. Let's move on. Let's make the branded coffee version of the mocha, which is the chocolate cappuccino. Let's get it done and we can then compare what the two taste like. Okay, so getting straight into our branded coffee house chocolate cappuccino, or mocha as we should say. So we're doing a standard double espresso, but in a branded coffee shop you'll get something different. You'll get more like a long espresso. So I'm looking for 36 grams of espresso, which is our 1-to-1. I'm going to keep a close eye. And that goes into the bottom of the cup, rather than into an espresso cup and then mixed with the chocolate like we did last time. Okay, here we go. So here's our double espresso, I'll just show you there. Okay, and then we jump straight into milk steaming. So I'm going to do 200 ml of milk, whole milk again, because I want to create a nice head. I'm going to add chocolate powder to the milk. A good few scoops of chocolate powder so it's nice and strong, but obviously it's to taste. Again, we're putting the steam arm just inside the milk again, so the steam arm is just going just inside the milk. As that milk starts to heat up and it starts to spin or swirl inside the jug, you'll start to mix the hot chocolate. And we're steaming to 150 because it's a hot chocolate powder and we want it to sit in the milk really well. And that means that it will land just under 160. You can see that now. I don't know whether you can see. That's really starting to take nicely. Really nice colour. So technically we're making a hot chocolate to sit on top of the double espresso, and we're putting a good head of foam on top of the milk so that we're getting cappuccino foam. It's slightly different to microfoam, slightly different to micro bubbles because they're slightly bigger bubbles and it's thicker, and we're looking for a really good thick layer. The cappuccino in essence would be 1/3 coffee, 1/3 milk, 1/3 foam. There we go. There we go. Take the thermometer out, pop the milk to one side, and same again, and that is wipe the steam arm, get all that chocolate off, really get stuck on there. And purge. And make sure there's no milk inside that steam arm still. Okay, so when we go for the pour, We're spinning the espresso round so that it's putting a nice layer of crema all the way around the cup. Excuse the Costa cup. I thought it was apt considering the type of drink we're doing. We're tilting, so we're bringing the coffee right to the edge. We're bringing the milk in. There we go. And all the way as far as we can go. There we go. So we've got a nice ring of crema around the edge. It's not perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. And then we're going to top with dusting. There we go. And that is a branded coffee shop mocha or chocolate cappuccino. Right, so I'm going to show you how super easy it is to make a iced mocha. So it's an over iced core product. I'm just going to put some milk into a jug. I've over poured there probably 300 ml. I'm going to pour that straight in. Now a mocha is coffee is on the bottom. So I'm going to put the coffee into the glass, as you can see there, with ice ready. Okay, I'm just going to pop that down, and then I'm going to add chocolate powder. So I've just got a Galaxy, but you can get like Cadbury's or whatever it is that you prefer or like. I like it quite strong, so I'm going to put 2.5 spoons. I'm going to pop the lid on. I've not used the blender for ages. I need to do some frappe real quick, but not today. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm not going to actually blend it. I'm going to pulse it through. So just like that. Because I don't want to blend it, but I want the powder to mix together, and I want to start to form, as you can see already, I start to form a foam head there. So the foam that you create on the hot one is replicated in the ice version. Okay, that's good. It's good to go. I'm going to give it a shake. Okay, and you can, if you want to get rid of some of those bubbles, you can bang the jug, but basically pour on top. So easy to make. And you want to put chocolate powder, we can put some chocolate powder. And perfect, look at that. I have a straw in the drawer. I don't want one that's going to disappear. We got a plastic straw, pop that in there, or a reuse cup, anything that you want to take with you. You want to go out and go for a travel mug. But there you go, one ice mocha, or coffee over ice. Here we have it. So much easier than buying it because it's a lot cheaper, and so much easier than buying it pre-made and mixing it together. You want to add some vanilla. I grabbed some vanilla here. Again, supermarket purchase, really cheap. Just put a little bit of that in while you're blending, and it's good. So there you have it, ice mocha. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed our journey into mocha. I hope you like the ice mocha and the hot one. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer, whether you would go for specialty coffee or whether you would try the branded coffee version, chocolate cappuccino. Let me know, but apart from that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I have certainly enjoyed making it with you, and I will see you next Sunday.